Hey everyone, I'm Jared.
And I'm Chantel.
Welcome to the Poured Out Podcast. And we're back.
Yes.
Yeah, 2-week unplanned break.
Yeah, I would say maybe not the word break because that makes it sound like pleasant
just
and
relaxing.
yeah.
Yeah, so 2 weeks ago I was sick
Yes.
with whatever everyone else in the world is getting.
Very feverish and in bed and
Yeah, wasn't great. Thankfully you never got it somehow.
Only 50% of the household got it.
Yeah, which still feels like it's got to happen eventually, but I don't know how you didn't
And then
get it from...
Yeah.
Yeah.
Keep being around other sick people and I've still avoided it. So maybe my immune system is just fighting really well.
Maybe you're just immune to this one.
Yeah.
This one doesn't
I could go
affect
for that.
you. Yeah. Yeah, it wasn't a great one.
As opposed to all those other...
Well, sometimes you're sick and it's like, yeah, it's not that bad.
Yeah, true.
And I mean, it wasn't like
You just didn't
horrible.
sleep for a week. Or...
Yeah, there's a couple of nights of no sleep and a lot of fever and chills and stuff. But yeah. So that was 2 weeks ago.
Yep.
And then last week, there was also sickness involved, but it wasn't us.
Yeah, well, let's talk about today being Black Friday before we get into what all last weekend was.
Sure.
Okay,
so we're
off a little lighter.
Yeah, we're recording. Well, is it going to be lighter? It's Black Friday.
Yeah, it's true.
Yeah. We're recording on Black Friday.
Yeah.
Which I feel like used to be a day where you could get deals.
Yes. And
now is a day where everyone just puts a Black Friday sticker up and pretends it's a deal.
Yes. When was the last time you went shop? Okay, well, we went this morning. But previously, when was the last time you went shopping for Black Friday in store?
Oh.
Like, obviously before COVID.
But it would have been years before that. I honestly can't remember it.
Yeah.
We went once. No, that was Boxing Day. I remember shortly after we were married, we went once on Boxing Day because we had nothing up that day. But I do not remember.
That's when there was actually deals and people were... there was a lot of people in the store getting the deals. Today, there was like no one in the stores. Yeah.
And we didn't really go so we wanted to basically go for lunch.
That's what we were doing.
We went shopping, didn't buy anything.
I bought a book, but not for me. I bought a book for the kids.
Yeah.
And it wasn't, it was a little bit on sale, I guess.
We went to a mall and a few different box stores and they were not any busier than a normal.
I would say I don't even think they were Christmas
month I would say they're not even Christmas shopping season.
Just like a Saturday kind of busy.
Yeah.
Because often we go during the weekdays, so it's usually a little more dead, but yeah, not even holiday busy. Interesting.
But then, so I was looking at the different tags of what's marked as a Black Friday big sale, and some are $5 off.
Yeah,
of something that's $50.
Yeah. Well, even online, you were looking at a few different things, and something that was $1,500 was $50 off.
Yes. Yeah. Like a camera for the $2,500 camera was I think $100 off maybe, and the $1,500 camera was $50 off.
And I've gotten better deals than that just on regular sales.
That's just a normal. I guess that's hardly even a sale price.
Yeah, that's so weird.
I wonder though if especially brick and mortar stores, if they actually do good business on Black Friday these days, or is it just...
Well, we went to a store because I knew I wanted something and I knew the deals online beforehand. And so this place has a brick and mortar store and an online store, and it was regular $60 on sale for I think $48 in store, and then online I got it for $20.
Yeah. Same store.
Just
online versus in store.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's, I don't know. That's frustrating.
So do you remember the last time you went
No.
physical store shopping on Black Friday?
No, I've definitely bought stuff online because generally it's a lot of tech stuff that's on sale on Black Friday, which should be your area, but usually I'm the one buying devices or like cameras, tablets, that kind of thing. Yeah. And I usually do that around then.
Yeah, well, yeah, that is when stuff goes on sale. And like I was 50% of the way to buying new computer parts yesterday, and then realized I don't actually need a new computer. So,
and you're the saver. We had that whole budgeting talk.
Yeah. Well, it was just like it's like a mental thing, right? With Black Friday. That's why it's such a used term, is because people associate that with massive deals and get massive deals, and so it gets you into the mindset of I'm going to buy something today or this weekend.
Yeah.
And so you see a sale and you don't necessarily think like, oh, this is the same price it was like in the summer when they had just a regular sale or whatever. But because you're primed to buy stuff already. So.
Yeah. And as someone that runs like an online business, I've often run Black Friday deals too, because people are ready to spend money. And I'm the kind of person that if I'm going to buy something, I do like to buy it on sale.
You like to get a deal.
Yeah.
Or feel like you're getting a deal at least.
Well, no, I want to know that it's a good deal. I don't want it to be a hoax. But I feel like online sales are better than in-person sales these days, for sure.
Seems to be. And I like shopping online because it's really easy to compare prices.
Yeah.
And to actually see, like when you're in the store and you see something, it says it's on sale, but you have no idea if that is actually a good price or not.
Or if they just bumped up the regular price.
But when you can go to like see the price history of something online and actually know whether or not it's cheaper.
Yep.
Anyway, so yeah, we went Black Friday shopping, kind of. We went shopping.
We went for lunch.
We went for lunch under the guise of doing some shopping, kind of.
I wanted to buy pants, but they weren't on sale enough, so didn't. Came home and bought them online.
Yeah. That one still confuses me. Like, it's the same store.
Yeah.
How are your prices different online versus in the store?
Yeah, because they were 30% off online, and then an additional 30% off at the checkout. And in the store, they were, I think, only 20% off total or something. It doesn't make any sense. Yeah.
Yeah, it's interesting though. Like, it definitely, whenever Boxing Day or Black Friday or whatever, those days come around, I still, even when I'm not like looking for something, you still kind of always look around to see like, what's the good deal.
Yeah.
And I feel like there haven't really been any lately. Like there's stuff that's cheaper, but it's like 10, 15, 20%. It's not like a, you'd go
50% off kind of thing.
Yeah. Or like it used to be, you'd show up at the store, people would show up early and they would get like the big TV for $100 when it's usually $1,000 or stuff like that, which, I mean, it was just a ploy to draw people into the store because they only had one of those or whatever. Yeah. So then people would actually come and, But at least now with people more online shopping, people don't get like trampled on Black Friday. So
I saw none of that happening. And we did buy a few things on sale that we were going to get for Christmas gifts anyway. So they were on sale, but not like major sales. But yeah. So now back to last weekend. You want to talk about that?
Sure.
So I guess it was last Wednesday, I got a phone call asking if we would babysit our former foster kids for the weekend, which comes with a lot of...
That was on Wednesday?
They called, or she texted me on Wednesday, I think.
Wednesday.
Yeah. Uh-huh. So... yeah, lots of emotions there because, like, yes, but also worry about adding trauma to children. And
yeah, so it had been 2 months since we'd seen them.
Yeah, pretty much exactly.
And so, yeah, there's that concern there that, the leaving, once they had to go back again after the weekend, that would be really hard. So they came,
but they came sick. So we spent the whole weekend dealing with feverish children, feverish 2-year-old, and a feverish 4-year-old after you and Rika just getting over being sick.
Yeah. Which, again, somehow you're still not sick.
Yeah. Didn't sleep much that weekend.
It was funny because the first night they slept through the night.
Yeah, totally.
And so we all just like had a great sleep and was like, oh, this is like really good. This is like no problem. Next 2 nights, no sleep at all.
No, because they both like their fevers were like at alternating times, and it was up with them for each like half an hour each time, and yeah, wasn't in bed much that night.
Yeah,
or those 2 nights.
And of course, we didn't have any children's Tylenol.
Yeah, so there's a shortage here. I don't know how widespread this.
I think it's a Canadian thing.
It's been months.
Yeah, it's hard to find. Like, you can't go to the pharmacy or to any store and find children's Tylenol on the shelf.
No, you
have to ask for it from the pharmacist,
and they don't usually have it.
No, so when you went to pick them up, you messaged me and said that
he had a fever.
And so then I called one of the pharmacies in town, and they just so happened to have gotten a shipment that day. So I immediately went out and I got some.
Because you can only get one.
You can only get one bottle.
No matter how many kids you have.
Yeah. And so I got one, and then when they both had fevers, like, we finished that whole thing over the course of the weekend. Mm-hmm. And then I went to get more.
Yeah, because we weren't sure if they were
Sunday,
done.
I think.
Yes, Sunday.
And everything was gone. Like, all the pharmacies in town were either closed or didn't have any. The stores didn't have any. So yeah, I got bought out. And
as if it's not hard enough having kids with fevers, and then to not be able to rely on anything to help with that. That was in addition to doing like essential oils and face cloths and the things. So that was last weekend. Yeah, we meant to record a podcast, but we didn't quite manage it.
No. Yeah, we didn't mean to take any weeks off, but
sickness decided for us.
Yeah, it just wasn't going to happen. Well, and it was going to be difficult to begin with them here for the weekend.
Yeah, I thought maybe they could watch a movie while we recorded or something, but it turns out we needed to be much more hands-on.
Yeah. And then we also, like, late, as it got further in the weekend, we didn't sleep and were like very much not coherent.
Yep.
Yeah.
For sure.
It was just making it through the day at that point.
It took a few days to recover even afterwards. Yeah. So, well, and you're still obviously like getting over your cold.
Yeah, sorry for clearing my throat and coughing. It's just
lingering.
I mean, everybody seems to have or know someone that has kind of the same thing going on, so I'm sure people can relate, but it's like the post sickness lingering sore throat or like cough kind of thing just doesn't go away. This happened to me like
last year, pretty much exactly a year ago.
And it like took 2 months for me to stop coughing. This is better than last year.
I was going to say like 3 months. Yeah.
Yeah.
So lingering colds. Yeah. So I thought we could kind of talk a little bit about like doing hard things in life. We have no notes. We are not sleep deprived anymore.
But I still kind of feel like I am.
It's still just, I don't know. Somehow I don't know how we're already a week away from them originally coming.
It's been a weird,
lingering
weird week, starting with that weekend, like a week ago.
Yeah, so we've been having conversations about what our future holds as far as foster care and all that goes, and just how incredibly hard the weekend was. But hard doesn't mean you don't do something, but hard also doesn't mean you do something.
Yeah, you don't necessarily not do something because it's hard, but it also means you don't do something just because it's hard.
Yeah.
Kind of, right?
Because I tend to lean that way. Like, oh, it's hard.
That means we should be doing it.
Yes, because sometimes I feel like, oh, this is the easy path. That's the one I want to take. So then obviously I should go to this path.
Yeah. which sometimes is the case.
Yeah.
But not always is. It's not always the case.
Yeah.
Not always is the case. Yeah. Still not really totally with it.
We got this.
Yeah. Like, I mean, we had 2 months where, you know, we just had our kids who are a lot older, and a lot, I mean, easier.
Well, yeah, like these ones definitely have some extra needs.
Yeah.
Currently undiagnosed, but
For sure. Yeah. Like, there's a lot more hands-on stuff just with everything with them. I mean, part of that is age, but part of that too is just, where they're at developmentally and stuff. So yeah, it was exhausting. Like, I don't know if they wouldn't have been sick, I'm sure it would have been a little easier.
Yeah, for sure.
But it was a good reminder of like, oh yeah, we were often feeling this exhausted, you know, for the last 3 years.
Well, yeah, because it's one thing to go through 2 nights of no sleep, knowing that the next night you can sleep.
Yeah. Yeah, because it's like, well, whatever. I won't even try to sleep for a while here because, you know, after the weekend, I can just sleep during the week. It's fine. But when it's like...
When that's your everyday...
Yeah.
That's harder.
Yeah. And I mean, it's not just the sleep, though, too. It's just the day-to-day everything.
Well, yeah. And we went into it not expecting to, like, get stuff done. And you can't do that for extended periods of time, but you can do that for a weekend, right? And yeah, so it just made me think, like, because foster care has been a big part of our world for the last 3 years, or we've been doing it for the last 3 years, where do we go from here? And I'm not saying we need to answer this here, just like...
Yeah, well, we've been talking about that for, I mean, months, really, thinking when we kind of knew that the plan was for them to, you know, be returned, just trying to figure out, like, what do we do now? And yeah, I don't know. I think we have leanings, but we're not really... It's a hard decision to make, I guess.
It is, because now we have, like, faces to names. You know, when you hear things like stats of kids in foster care, like, they're staggering, but they're just generic kids at that point. You don't know them. And once you know them, it can be harder to make decisions. Yeah.
But I mean, right now, we don't have any decisions to make in regards to any kids that we know.
No.
There's nothing, all of that is not in our hands at all.
No.
And so that in some ways kind of makes it easier in some ways and harder in other ways. But yeah, it's a hard thing.
So, thinking about hard things, totally lost my train of thought.
Maybe you were thinking about hard things. It was really hard.
It was too hard for my brain.
Lost it?
Lost it.
Okay.
Totally.
That's fair. Kind of where I feel like my brain is at.
Thinking of hard things is too hard to do.
The thought's there and then it just escapes.
It's not going to come back to me.
No? I'm just waiting.
No, it's not coming.
Okay. Yeah, well, I don't know. I feel like different things are also harder for different people, or different people find different things harder. And that's kind of part of it too, is like, is this something that, I don't know, like we should continue to be doing? Because the reality is, like, everything that you do does take away from time for you to do other things.
Yes, exactly.
And so, like, you can't do all of the things, even if they are, whether they're hard or easy things, you can't do all of them because you have a limited amount of time. And so part of that, you know, thought process of, you know, where do we go from here is, if we continue to foster, what does that, the time spent doing that, prevent us from doing in other ways? And so, it's I don't know the answer to that question,
Mm-hmm.
but I know that there's a lot of different things that someone can be using their time for in a good way. Fostering is one of them, and there's lots of other good ways to serve, and yeah. No answers right now.
Nope. Yeah, so I guess that's just where I always like think, okay, the hard, obviously I need to go the hard route, but sometimes like God has obviously gifted people in certain areas, and generally those areas are a little easier for people. Like random, like you are gifted in the music department. If I was like, oh, well, that's hard for me, so obviously that's what I have to do. Like,
right, yeah.
Like, no.
Yeah, like just because like not being gifted in a certain thing doesn't mean you should just go and pursue doing that thing. Like, I see what you mean, because that's kind of the mindset that I think we both kind of have at times, is like, we're almost like we're supposed to be struggling. Yeah. And like, it's true in some ways.
Well, and you don't want to minimize, like sometimes you have to go through a season and it's a struggle, and like,
yeah. Like, we're not supposed to just be avoiding hard things, is what we're, I guess, trying to say. But we're also not supposed to just
seek out
try to find the hardest thing and do that when maybe that's not the thing that we're supposed to be doing.
Yeah. Yeah, that's right.
The hardest thing is that there's no easy answers, where it's just like, just do this.
Yes. Go to the fork in the road, always take the right. That would be easier.
You're following the maze.
Yeah.
The
maze rule. Yeah, no, I definitely took longer to get out of the corn maze not following that.
But you had more fun following the map, though. Mm-hmm. Trying to figure out where you were.
I do like looking at the map in the corn maze and knowing where you are. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Because there's more like
it's a little bit
thinking
more
to it and strategy versus just like turn right.
Yeah.
Turn right. That's fair. I feel like this conversation maybe turned left or something.
No, I'm back at the corn maze.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it's okay to do hard things. It's okay to not always be doing hard things. We don't know what we're doing with our life.
Yeah, basically. And I mean, I think everything is going to have hard aspects to it, yes. Right? So
even if you're gifted in an area, you have to
it doesn't mean it's always going to be
like
easy.
Work towards it,
yeah.
Or yeah.
Yeah, but some things people are more naturally inclined to do and gifted in doing, and I think, I mean, God has made a variety of different people with a variety of different gifts, and so it only makes sense that people would be kind of drawn to different things and, you know, have capacity to serve in different ways more than others.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, with fostering, it's always hard because, you know, there's just like, at least where we are, there's such a need.
Mm-hmm.
And it's such a broken system and frustrating to deal with and work in, and yeah, it's difficult.
Yep.
But I mean, there are also a lot of other things if you stopped and think about, like, you know, the different people that are hurting and struggling, you know, there's all kinds of things that, I mean, the world is very broken. There's no end to the ways people can help and, I guess, show people the love of Jesus through serving others, even in hard things. But again, a person can't do all of those things. So
you really have to figure out what works best, where your time should be spent, time, resources.
Yeah.
All of it.
Yeah, and we obviously haven't figured that out, so.
No, but this conversation is helping me.
Yeah?
Yeah. I should not do music.
It was that,
That was
that
really
on the table?
really high on my option list.
You could have filled in for me 2 weeks ago when I wasn't.
When you, yeah.
Because I was supposed to do music. But
yeah, I would have done so. Oh,
you should have
who
filled
knows
in.
how well I would have done.
Probably really good.
Yeah, no.
How's that ukulele practice?
It looks
going?
really good on my wall.
Yeah, I bet. With all the dust collecting on top of it.
Yeah.
Yeah. You said you wanted a ukulele.
I wanted to know how to play ukulele. That's different than wanting a ukulele.
Wanting to know how is also different than wanting to learn.
Yeah.
I want to know how to do a lot of things, but I don't want to put the effort into actually learn them.
Yeah.
That's fair.
It happens.
Yeah.
Feel free to use my ukulele anytime.
I have attempted to a few times, but I kind of feel like, why would I learn the ukulele?
When you already know how to play the guitar?
Well, I barely know how to play the guitar. So
That's...
I mean, I can play chords. That's...
okay, whatever. That's an understatement. But anyway. Now we're talking about ukuleles.
Yeah. More left turns.
Maybe we should have notes.
I think we're still on. I feel like the older you get, the more a night of no sleep, the longer it lasts to get over it.
Mm-hmm.
And I feel like I'm still trying to get over it.
Yeah, that's
from
fair.
like 5 days ago, because it was Saturday night and Sunday night we didn't. Yeah. Saturday night and Sunday night. So it hasn't been that long.
Yeah. We're old.
Yeah.
Moral of the story. Okay, I think that's all I have to say about where we've been, hard things. We're going to come in with more of a plan next week.
Yeah, I hope you've enjoyed our rambles and rabbit trails about life.
I want to talk about marriage next week.
Yeah, we do have some other topics, and especially, some other things we want to talk about coming up.
And then some Christmas stuff.
Yeah. Yeah, I think...
Yep.
No, what?
I was going to say, sorry, should I be vague?
Yeah,
come back,
be very mysterious and vague.
Okay.
Just cut out the... Well, I can't say it now.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Just,
I'm not going to go edit that. Yeah. Marriage next week?
Yeah.
I mean, we're married now, but we're going to talk about it next week.
Probably still be married then.
That's the plan.
Yep.
Yeah. Yeah, well, thanks for joining. Sorry for the disjointed mess of whatever today was.
We're out of practice.
Yeah, we are. We're very rusty. But yeah, if you're still listening, good for you. That's impressive. And yeah, have a good week, and hopefully we'll be back next week with a little more preparation.
Yeah, sounds good.
Bye.
Bye.